Let me ask you something. Have you ever done everything right with money, saved consistently, avoided spending, and still felt oddly unsatisfied? Imagine a world where every £1 you spend actually improves your life. Not just in the moment, not just a quick hit of excitement, but real lasting value. No guilt, no regret, no clutter. The secret to financial freedom in 2026 isn't spending less, it's spending better. If you've tried no-spend challenges before, this might change how you see money entirely. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a simple way to decide what genuinely deserves your money and what doesn't. It's January the 21st, 2026, and right about now a lot of people are quietly falling off the no-spend January wagon. Not because they're careless or bad with money, but because deprivation is exhausting. I remember a few years ago, I decided to do a total lockdown month. I wouldn't even spend £1.50 on a chocolate bar. By day 20, I was so miserable and felt so restricted that I ended up going online and spending £180 on clothes I didn't even need, just to feel some sort of release. I'd been so good that I snapped. That's when I realized that extreme restriction is just the precursor to a binge. No-spend challenges often lead to burnout and guilt over small everyday purchases. It wasn't a discipline problem for me, it was a mindset problem. No-spend challenges teach us how to avoid money, not how to use it well. They treat spending as the enemy. But money is just a tool, and tools aren't meant to be locked away. They're meant to be used properly. So in 2026, we're asking a better question. Not, how can I spend less, but how can I spend better? This is the value spend challenge. Value spending comes down to one simple idea. Every purchase, whether it is 50 pence or £500, should earn its place in your life. There are 3 ways a purchase can do that. First, utility. Ask yourself whether something solves a real problem. I once bought a pair of cheap work shoes for £22. I thought I was being clever. Within 2 months, the soles were leaking, my feet ached, and I had to spend another £22 to replace them. I eventually spent £95 on a high-quality, sturdy pair. That was 3 years ago, and I'm still wearing them today. The cheap shoes were a drain. The quality shoes were a value spend. Second, enrichment. Does this purchase support your learning, health, or personal growth? A £4.50 coffee might be an impulse spend if you're just bored. But if that same £4.50 pays for a seat in a quiet cafe where you finally finish your business plan or study for a qualification, it becomes an enrichment spend. Third, longevity. Is this built to last? Last year, I spent £120 on a very high-quality kitchen knife. My friends thought I was mad. But I cook every single day. Before that, I struggled with blunt, cheap knives that made cooking feel like a chore. Now, every time I prepare a meal, that knife makes the process smoother and more enjoyable. Because I spent that £120 intentionally, I haven't felt the urge to buy any other kitchen gadgets for months. There is also a hidden cost we rarely talk about: maintenance. Every time you spend £10 on an item, you aren't just spending money. You are spending the time it takes to clean it, store it, and repair it. I once bought a complicated milk frother for £45. It made great foam, but it took 10 minutes to clean and required special descaling tablets that cost £8 a pack. Eventually, I stopped using it because the maintenance cost of my time was too high. When you value spend, you ask if the joy of owning something outweighs the chore of maintaining it. This shift is hardest with social spending. How do you stay intentional when friends want to go out for a £40 dinner or a £15 round of drinks? I used to say yes to every Friday night out, even when I was tired. I'd spend £60 in a night and realize the next day I didn't even enjoy the conversation because the music was too loud. Now I use the connection versus convenience test. If a friend asks to go to an expensive bar, I might suggest a £3 coffee and a long walk instead. That often provides more real connection than a £70 night out. To make this work, use the 72-hour rule. Before any non-essential purchase over £20, you must wait 3 days. Put it in your online basket and close the tab. If, after 72 hours, that item still passes the utility, enrichment, or longevity test, then you buy it. No guilt, just clarity. Ask yourself, Does this align with my long-term goals? Will I still care about this in 6 months? And is this the best version of this purchase, or just the easiest one right now? Instead of tracking every one penny obsessively, try a two-column audit. Separate your spending into value spends and impulse spends. No judgment. Patterns appear quickly, and once you see them, behavior starts to change naturally. You might find you're spending £60 a month on subscriptions you don't watch, but you're hesitating to spend £30 on a book that could change your career. Real financial freedom is intentional living. It's knowing that your money reflects your values and your spending aligns with who you're becoming. Imagine a life where every £1 you spend adds value and supports growth. That's what the Value Spend Challenge is really about. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, don't avoid spending. Interrogate it. Every time you reach for your card, pause. If you find yourself about to make an impulse purchase and you choose to walk away, take that £5, £10 or £20 and move it into a value pot in your banking app instead. See how much intention can actually save you in just 1 week. If you're committing to this, comment Value Spend 2026 below. If this helped you, give the video a like, subscribe for more honest conversations about money, and share one purchase you now realize was a true value spend. Until then, spend intentionally.